Happy Friday! Welcome to today's live tarot reading session. I'm the Urban Seer. For anyone watching the replay, I go live Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Please consider subscribing and be sure to join the tarot community. It would be great to have you. Just bring your questions and receive a free reading. If anyone would like a personal private reading, you can just find the link in the description box below. Hey to everyone in the live chat. Great to see you there. I hope you're all well. Happy Friday. Today I'm using the Guardian of the Night Tarot deck. Happy Friday, Danny. I've got Nightbot. I'm giving it another whirl. I've changed some settings, so hopefully it won't put anyone in a timeout again. So let's crack on. Hey Jean, hey Danny, hey Jolie, Annika, Naresh. So I believe Naresh is light number 1. So if you're here, Naresh, please pop your question in the chat and we'll get started. Danny, I know you're light number 2 as well, so if you want to pop your question in the chat, just so we can keep things moving. I'm not sure if Naresh is still here. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay in the chat, so I'll just hang fire. So pop your questions in the chat. Danny says, I'm not sure what you mean. Is it yes and no questions? Okay, here we go. Thanks, Danny. So Danny asks, I'm currently talking to a guy named Lance. Awesome. But there is another guy named Jarvis, is that? Who won't leave Lance alone. Ooh, okay. Wanted to know what is Jarvis's motive. Okay. Let's see what comes through. Because this isn't in relation to you, Danny, like with your energy and you personally directly, it may not be let's see what's come through, because sometimes spirit, you know, because obviously I'm connecting here with you, energetically it's a more powerful read when it's someone direct to you, if that makes sense. But let's give it a go. So anyone new here, awesome to have you. Please consider subscribing. Hold, if you just check out the comment, hold your questions. So I just need your like number. Just hold your questions until you're called. So let's have a look at Javis. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, Danny, let's go. Let's have a look at their intentions, their motive. Eight of Swords. So this is a card of anxiety and worry. Okay, thanks, Danny. That helps. More context is good. So, first of all, I want to check, Danny, do you feel... Okay. Someone in this situation, so tell what resonates with this, Danny. This is you or this is Javis, okay? But I actually feel like it's Jarvis who is come through with this very like anxious, almost kind of paranoid energy, okay? So that they have a tendency, this could just be who they are as a person as well. An overthinker. Swords is all about our thoughts and about communication. And when it's out of balance, okay, swords can become strategic, overthinking, anxiety, you know, stuck in your head kind of energy, okay? So this is their motive, this is the where they're coming from energetically, Danny, okay? And really it is like a self-imposed prison. When we see the Eight of Swords in the traditional deck, the person, there's a woman who is blindfolded, and really all they have to do is take the blindfold off and kind of see the situation more clearly. So they're coming from a place of fear, they're coming from a place of anxiety, and this is influencing their actions. So it sounds to me, obviously, that they're feeling quite possessive over Lance, quite anxious about their connection with Lance. Obviously, I don't know the full dynamics of this third party situation, if you'd want to call it, but this is Jarvis's energy and what they're bringing to the table. I kind of feel like that this is who they are as a person as well, has a tendency to overthink, and really what they need to do is trust their instincts more, get more grounded and center themselves. They're kind of acting out a little bit at the moment, and that's what you're getting the result of that, yeah? So how you deal with that, obviously how you move forward, but is up to you, free will, but just be mindful of that's who you're dealing with and that's what they're coming in with. I would kind of say that you don't need to take that too seriously as well. So I hope that helped. So guys, just post your, if you look at the pinned question, just need your like number, hold your questions until you're called, okay? Danny says, Lance did tell him that he isn't interested in Jarvis, okay, and blocked him. Then Jarvis booked a gym session to get Lance as a gym trainer. Yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, he needs to, got some obviously work to do on himself there, Danny, this Jarvis. It's a kind of grasping, anxious energy. I suppose it sounds like it's up to Lance, isn't it, to deal with this. There's only so much that you can do. I would try not to engage with that energy as much as you can, yeah? Thank you, Jean. So this is for you. Jean asked for an energy check-in. Whatever I need to know, General. Hey, Janavi. Glad you made it. I hope you're well. Happy Friday. Oh, there she is with the list. Thank you so much. So we've called Naresh. He's not here, so I'm just moving on to Jean. And then we have Jolie. If you want to pop your question in the chat as well, so that we can keep it moving. Okay, Spirit, please bring a message through for Jean. Major Arcana, Jean. The World card. So this is about old cycles closing out and making way for new chapters and new beginnings in quite a big way when we see a Major Arcana. So this is the energy surrounding you at the moment. Now, because we have a bee in the center here, I feel like this can be relating to work or something that you in the 3D, in the material world, okay, Jean? And it being, we've got on the bottom of the deck the Six of Wands, which is card of victory and success. So this can be directly connected to your work and career, that there is a new beginning on the horizon, or it could be connected to maybe your housing situation, something like that, yeah? But it's connected to the material world when I see this. So where your energy focus needs to be, Jean, is on tying up loose ends, on allowing this closing out, this energetic closing out to occur, and kind of going with that energy, allowing it to happen, having your intention with that closing out energy in order to prepare for this new chapter, this new beginning that is coming in. Be careful as well, what just comes through is not to burn yourself out, because I think of kind of the worker bee and how that work ethic can be such a good thing, but when it's out of balance, it can talk about burnout. But preparing for that new chapter, Jean, okay? So Jolie asks, I'm starting to share more from a personal perspective for my business. Am I going in the right direction? Okay. You're welcome, Jean. So Spirit, I'm not going to take that. Two major arcanas. I'm just drawn to the one on the deck as well, but the first card, another major arcana, strength. Okay, so I would say yes, this is very encouraging in the direction that you're going in, Jolie. So I think it will, it's almost like that it takes strength to go in this direction. Maybe sharing something personal, perspective, how that can resonate with people in connection to your business, okay? I'm drawn to this heart, almost this like wearing your heart on your sleeve. So I feel like Spirit is acknowledging that it will take strength, but you are strong enough, okay? And I'm also drawn to, there's this mouse here who is facing up to this snake, and this snake is like the kind of predator in this situation, can be scary, but this mouse, small but mighty, is nonetheless kind of going up against this snake. And maybe that's part of your new approach, and that's the direction that you're going in. This is what Spirit is encouraging you, not to shy away from that, not to fear those scary places to go, because we've got the Fool at the bottom here, which is about taking risks. See how this wolf is daring to tread on this kind of thin ice, this places that aren't out of your comfort zone, that you know, there's no kind of guarantee of the outcome, Jolie, okay? But through this, it's almost like that you have to take risks to gain big success. If you just play it safe, then you can't really get big results back. Yeah, so it's that kind of energy. So 2 major arcanas, both very positive, both very encouraging. Remember how strong you are. Keep taking these risks. It's brave. Spirit says yes, go for it. And the Fool is take those risks, take those leaps of faith, believe in yourself. And also, I would say, if certain things fail, don't let that put you off. So if you have like some failures along the way, even a part of this, don't then think I've made a mistake, this was the wrong direction to go in. Just take that as a lesson and learn from it and redirect, but don't just as a blanket cover decide that direction is wrong. Okay, Jodie says that's so resonate. I'm glad that resonates exactly where I am. Yeah, so big risk, big reward, Jolie, is the message. And I think by making ourselves vulnerable and personal in the business world, like particularly if it was your own business, for example, that's what people resonate with. Yeah, if it's like stuff that you're doing online or things like that, that's what people crave, I think. So keep us posted on that. Okay, awesome. So Aniket, thank you for your question. You're next. Hey Shopaholic, thanks for being here. You're really welcome, Jolie. Aniket asks, what's coming for me in the next week? Ten of Swords, Aniket. So if you've been stressed, if you've been feeling this salmon going upstream, so this can be current energies or coming into the near future, tell you what resonates. Ten of Wands is all about reaching a certain milestone, a certain goal where it's been kind of a struggle to get to. It's taken a lot of energy, it's taken a lot of effort for you to get there. Could be in connection with someone else, or tell you what resonates, could be due to work, family, you know, one-on-one connection. And as we can see, they've been fighting. That's what the salmon do as well, that they need to fight upstream. So keep fighting if you are doing that, because you're actually very close to the Ten of Wands is when things, like say you reach a kind of milestone and are able to put a certain burden down because you've reached a certain milestone. And then you can begin to prepare for the Ace, which is the next step, the new chapter, the new beginning on its way. Okay. So this week you can expect that you're moving closer to that end goal. In this week you may even reach that goal, and then it's like breathing a sigh of relief, Aniket. So whatever's been, when you think of a struggle, I do feel like this is quite strong, this connection to someone. This could be an ally with you, you know, someone who's kind of been in this struggle with you, or it could be that in a relationship that has felt strained. Take what resonates with that. Oh, and there's your Ace, there's your new beginning. Ace of Cups, lovely energy. Cups is about things being a bit more, entering a more softer era, a gentler era, more heartfelt, more heart-led is what I want to say. So that's nice to see. Your manager, Aniket, okay. So you will enter an easier era, which is good to see. Some kind of stress or burden will come to an end. Hey Aqua, so Jojo, just hold your question until you call, thank you. We have Devea. Hey Tia Bea. Do we have Devea? Maybe not. Oh, yes, we do. Awesome. All right, sorry, Jojo. My bad. My bad. I'm trying to multitask and I should stay out of it. So Devea asks, advice on renting a house in the town I'm in. I just started looking for one yesterday. Awesome, Devea. So when you mean advice, do you mean just how to approach the situation? You can see what's coming towards you regarding this situation. Okay. Okay, so there will be an offering, like you will connect to the next move, okay? It will become clear with this Ace of Wands, and Wands is quite fast moving, so I don't really do timelines, but this is, Wands is a fast moving energy, so I don't think that you'll be waiting that long, Devea, for this to come through. There is a major arcana here, Strength. So I feel like this advice with this is about being quite boundaried, okay? And being, because we've got the Queen of Swords here as well. So don't be, like, hold your ground with whoever you're dealing with in this as well. So take a strong approach, okay? Be quite bold in what you're looking for and what you want. Again, this kind of ties in with this Wands energy, Devea, about being direct. If this is, Wands is ruled by the element of fire, so it's a very kind of outward energy, and about taking control of the situation. So this is the advice in the approach to take, is I feel like be bold, ask for what you want, don't be pushed around by anyone. If someone's trying to maybe force you into going for something that you're not certain on, that kind of energy, yeah, being pushed along this kind of line, this path that you don't really want to go on, that you know isn't right for you, because the thing that is right for you will come through pretty quickly, is what I'm seeing. But this is all the approach that you need. So be direct, be fiery, take a strong stance, and that will bring you the success, lead you to the right place, okay, the right path. Thanks, Janavi. So Jojo, if you're here, my dear, just post your question. Thank you. You're welcome, Devea. So Jojo asks, is M attracted to me but just tries to hide it. Let's have a look at M's intentions towards you, Jojo. So Knight of Pentacles is like a slow moving energy. I feel that they are maybe working up the courage, making moves kind of behind the scene towards you. So like you say, when they try to hide it, I think that that could be your intuition being spot on with that, because the Fool as well is about needing to take a risk. And so that's really, can you see how this is his energy and this is you? And they need to put themselves out there and kind of make themselves a bit more vulnerable and express their feelings is what I'm seeing, Jojo. If they'll do that or not, I'm not sure, because the Fool has come through to say that this is what they kind of need to embody, a bit more of this. We see this wolf who is stepping on thin ice, because when we express our feelings for someone, obviously it can go either way. Every time we do that, we're taking a risk, yeah. So there could be a fear of rejection here, but there needs to be some kind of leap of faith in order to make that move. So I think for you, the approach, I would say, if you are willing to sort of stick around for this person, just have patience and wait this out. I don't know how long this connection has been going for. You know, it might be too slow moving for you if it's been a really long time. There are intentions there are feelings there, but there is a question mark over if they'll have the gumption and the guts really to take this risk. All that you can do, as long as you've kind of made it clear, as much as you want to feel comfortable with that maybe you're interested with them to move things along. But Knight of Pentacles is like slow moving energy and requires patience on your side for them to come forward. Okay, Janavi, thank you for your question. Janavi asks, is it possible to see what Akshay would like to talk to me about when he contacts me? Sure thing. Let's see what he comes forward with. That he still wants to fight for this connection. This is about being world weary, kind of battle worn. 9 of Wands goes to 10 of Wands, which is moving, still having fight left in you, okay? Still wanting to fight for this connection. 5 of Pentacles also wants to talk to you, I feel like, about some kind of loss and disappointment when we see the 5 of Pentacles. Maybe why things didn't work out, other things that have gone on since you've been apart, about things that he's tried to do, endeavours that he's tried to do in work or in this connection as well that haven't worked out. So kind of overall loss and disappointments as well. There's something a little bit still defensive about this energy, which I see just in this particular deck, especially when we look at the description of this card and what I'm drawn to, particularly today with the messages come through. There's a little bit of bleakness about this card. This tree has been cut down to a stump, which kind of represents maybe his plans and ambitions that haven't worked out like how he'd hoped. And this is the Five of Pentacles represents a couple of things. What he has left, okay, and it maybe doesn't feel like much, what he has left. Maybe he had these big bold plans and he feels like he's been left with not very much. He's kind of in a state, he's in a mental and energetic place of lack is what I feel like. He still has hope because these are chrysalises, yeah, which can transform into something more plentiful and abundant. But there's kind of, I feel like there's a defensive energy here, which we've seen in the past as well previously, about his ego's a little bit hurt because things haven't worked out how he had hoped. So there's a couple of messages there. Wanting to fight for this connection. He still believes, you know, if you ask, you might not feel that there's anything left to fight for. But regardless of that, he wants to fight for this connection. Maybe even just to still be in connection with you. So we'll want to talk to you about that. But there's also this energy, a little bit of defensiveness as well about what he's done and how things have panned out. Interesting. When you say, is he still looking for that third party situation? Do you mean like as if he wants it all? I'm not getting that kind of energy, because I feel like there's this more sense of loss and disappointment about decisions that he's made up to this point. So I don't see that he's looking for, he's not asking to have his cake and eat it, or I think that's what you mean by that. Yeah, where he just kind of wants it all his way. I do get, because you can see how these cards are quite stressed and a little bit more a tricky energy. I don't want to say negative, but kind of negative energy, challenging energy is what so he feels more defeated, I think, by what's gone on with this Five of Pentacles, is like feeling defensive because things haven't worked out how he knows that it hasn't worked out at this point. So maybe behind the scenes, you know, that things are kind of breaking down and they haven't worked out how he'd hoped. So I feel like that's the kind of energy that he's coming forward with, kind of reluctantly to admit actually what's happened, which is where that defensiveness comes from. But nonetheless, the intention being when he does reconnect with you, to still have fight really left for this connection. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Debanjana Mandy. Thank you. Do you know, you understand now? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I took a windy, windy path to get there. So, Devin John Amandi asks, does Bappadita have any feelings for me? He's my friend and an introvert person. Sure thing, let's have a look at their energy. Seven of Wands, interesting. This is kind of a defensive energy from them, which is interesting. Bappadita. What I feel like is this is more of a situation that they could be dealing with outside of this connection, which is kind of influencing their behaviour towards you. Because Seven of Wands is feeling backed into a corner. Can you see how all these alligators or crocodiles here are backing this alligator onto the land, and they're kind of in a very defensive place. Interestingly though, we have got the Eight of Wands, which is, I feel like when this energy frees up, that they will make some move towards you more with this Eight of Wands, because this Eight of Wands is it's kind of the opposite to this. It's forward motion, it's coming towards you. Oh, sorry Janavi, I've messed up. So in Marishitra, one of the Indian states, Bappa is the other name for Lord Ganesh. So have I read this question wrong? I'll carry on. Sorry, my pronunciation. Sorry to everyone who I'm slaughtering the pronunciation. So to go back to this, I feel like I say, that it's not so much that they are maybe too introverted to come forward with their feelings, but there's a situation maybe you're not aware of, maybe you are, that has got them in a way is kind of consuming them. Oh, I see. Okay, here in India people have God's names. All right, amazing. I'm learning a lot with this. This is good for me to learn these things and broaden my knowledge. I'll get better as time goes on. I'll get better. So, Deb and Jonna, I hope that so like I say, you might know about this, you might not, but this is what's consuming their energy field. This is making them, maybe they're not ready to deepen a connection or reach out to you because of this. But once this has shifted and eased and they feel like they've got a bit more space, a bit more time to breathe, yeah, a bit more in a more peaceful place, then I see them moving energetically towards you more. So this is hopeful, okay? So I hope that resonated. I do see change. Okay, so we have Why Travel Lover asks, thank you for your question. Does Steve want to reconcile in the 3D? He has been very hurt, very guarded, okay, and big ego. Says he wants to date gorgeous women, oof, and not marry like I want. We know. Okay, I'm not sure about that second part of the question, but I look at Steve's energy here. So does he want to reconcile? That being the question, okay? Hey Rajeshwari, just hold. Thanks for your like and being new subscriber here. Just wait to be called, so you will be added to the list. Please hold your questions until you're called. Thank you. All I need, just post your like number once and you'll be added to the list. So does Steve want to reconcile? Ace of Swords wants to have a conversation, has something to say. Ace is about new beginnings as well, new starts. So this is, I would read this as very encouraging if you're wanting to reconcile. I've also got the King of Swords underneath, so this can speak, maybe, I know you said that they had a big ego, because the King of Swords is quite a tough character, okay? They're the most ruthless, one of the most ruthless cards in the deck. They're not scared to kind of say what they think and feel. If they're out of balance, it can be quite a selfish energy, and they'll cut off people, you know, without much thought, without much consideration. They're not adverse to cutting people out, yeah. But saying that, so I feel like this has come through because it's like they still have lots of those characteristics. They still are who they are. I feel like it's the message here. So be mindful of that if this is something that you want to reconcile with. Do you want this person in your energy field? But going on the question, if they want to reconcile, this ace just is a yes to me, because it talks about new starts, new beginnings, and communication coming through as well. New communication coming through, and a fresh start kind of energy is what I feel. Both swords, both communication, both kind of cutting to the truth of the matter. So you can expect that, you know, near future kind of energies, but just be mindful that they are still who they are. And if you're happy to have this person in your life, you know, I don't see much change in them, but I do see them coming forward. You say it feels like a twin flame. Yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. Maybe have that conversation, hear them out, what they've got to say, and take it from there. So, Shopaholic, are you here, my dear? Please post your question, Shopaholic. And we also have, next we have Tia Beer. just so we know where we're at, guys. So have your question ready, or Tia Bia, if you post as well, just thank you, Shopaholic. So Shopaholic asks, Hallie asks, will I have the type of lifestyle that I desire? What advice should I consider? Okay, so in order to have the type of lifestyle that you desire, what advice, Spirit, do you have for Hallie, please? You're very welcome, Travel Lover. Thank you. Okay. Advice for Hallie, please. On the desired lifestyle. Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands. Both. Okay, so this is an opportunity, a new start, a new beginning. An opportunity being the main word that I'm feeling, Hallie, for you coming through. So take what resonates with this. It could be a current energy that you feel like this opportunity has already come through or will be happening in the near future. It's coming in and it's fast moving. Eight of Wands is much like, it's like a wave of energy that we need to catch and take and capitalize on, much like a surfer who catches a wave. That's the Eight of Wands energy. And I feel like that this is going to shift you. So this is the message being, what advice should you consider to achieve your desired lifestyle? I feel like is capitalizing on every opportunity that comes your way. So also that being, even if it's something that doesn't maybe feel like that promising even, but to fully explore it and fully take advantage of everything that comes your way. And Wands being as well, it's ruled by the element of fire. So this is in line with taking inspired action as well. And inspired action, some of you may already know what that means if we're talking about manifestation context. It's not about working yourself into the ground with action, but an inspired action is when something rises up in you that you really want to do, okay? And just taking action here and there, but the action that you do take is the important stuff, is the action that you need to take, if that makes sense. It's not just about, it's working smarter, not harder. Also, Wands and fire energy all ties in and connects to our heart's desires. So are you in tune with your heart's desires, or is that something that you need to tap into more, to listen to more? It's also about kind of making your own luck, I always feel like, when it's fire, because it's about being very direct, taking control of the situation rather than waiting for it to happen to you, or it's about creating your own luck. So a lot of messages here actually come through for you, Hallie. But the promise of an opportunity, which will certainly propel you, I feel like, in this direction if you can take full advantage of it. You need to listen to your heart's desires and steer away from doing, this is hard when we have to pay our bills and stuff, but move towards what your heart's desires is and get very clear on that, and hold back from the just working yourself into the ground, and take advantage when the energy is there, when the opportunity comes in that aligns with your heart's desires. Take full advantage of it and capitalize on that. So Tia Bia, yeah, if you're here, Please post your question. And then we have Aqua as well, if you want to post your question, so we can keep it moving, guys. I feel like maybe there's a slight delay on the chat, so I will hold on. I think there always is, but some days it's worse than others. You're welcome, Hallie. I hope that resonated. Let me know if it did. So Tia Bia asks, what is the next actions of Jay the Leo towards me? He's been super quiet and has not been responsive. Okay, when I asked if there was a future between us earlier this week, you pulled the Four of Wands. I did. Okay, so let's get more on this. What's going on with Jay the Leo and being unresponsive? Look at this, Two of Cups. Soulmate again, it keeps bringing these powerful cards through for you, Tia, for you both. Two of Cups is, like, as you can see, it's this beautiful love connection and mirrored feelings. Seeing that you need to be in your Empress energy as well, so get clear about that. If you're feeling a bit panicky and in a bit of state of lack, try to take a step back and reclaim your energy and your power, Tia, okay? So if that means just not making for a bit, not reaching out to him if he's in this energetically, if he's shut down. So move back into your Empress energy, which is calm, which is your divine feminine, which is nurturing. Can be a bit, I feel like it's more like nurturing yourself and building yourself back up. I am going to ask one specifically. So why, you know, we've got this Four of Wands, card of marriage, got Two of Cups, which is twin flame. So why the unresponsiveness, Spirit, from them? Can you tell me that? This again is about teamwork. It's about that you've got the same goal in mind here, Tia, okay? So maybe there's something else influencing this, and it's not about your connection, okay? And there could be something else going on in his life that is influencing him, okay? Because Three of Pentacles as well is about, you know, when it's about working through our differences as well. So, you know, if it can be an experience a lot that we'll have with colleagues maybe who work in a very different way to us and have a very different approach, and it can almost rub us the wrong way a bit as well. But it doesn't mean that we're doing something wrong or they're doing something wrong, and it's about trying to find that middle ground. Because ultimately, you know, as long as they're not a toxic colleague, you've kind of got the same goal in mind, and it's about trying to find a way to work together. So I feel like this is what's going on here between you two, actually. And I don't often say this, you know, when it's a love connection like this, but I almost do feel it's like not to take this too personally. Maybe this is some characteristic of his, that if he is struggling with something, that he goes within, that he retreats, that he has to sort of go within, go into hermit mode a bit. I don't know how much that you're aware of his life outside of this connection. Does he share much with you about that? Are you at that point in your relationship, in this connection? But I really feel like, so this message, always when I see it, says work it out, work it through. You actually both have the same goal, which is, I think, to be together and to have this union, to have this Two of Cups energy, and that this isn't about you. And like we've said, oh, it's disappeared now, but whilst he's doing this, whilst he's working this out, whatever's going on for him, just focus on your Empress energy, reclaiming your power. I feel like, I don't know if he struggles with anxiety or depression that we've touched on a little bit, Tia, before. So he's shared a little bit. So this is something, again, he sounds like, you know, he's someone who naturally probably has a tendency to shut down a little bit. Give him the time and the space. Try that. Okay? I do feel like that this time around, this isn't about your connection. It's about something that's going on with him. So you can't force someone out of that energy when they're in it. Okay? They have to work that out themselves. Exactly, Janavi. Have patience and not be too attached to the actions from them. Exactly. So it's a big ask to do that, but I think we all need to do that on those people that mean a lot to us or that we're close to us. It's so hard not to take everything very deeply and personally. And for all of us need to lean into more Empress mode. That's a great message for today, for us all, for me, for us all here, to lean into Empress mode and nurture ourselves. Tia says, you've been feeling super anxious and depressed. Yeah, I'm wondering if I was picking up his energy. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've felt that. We've talked about that maybe in the past with him, that maybe he struggles with anxiety and depression. And obviously when people are going through such things, they do have a tendency to shut down. It's hard to deal with that, but you just give them some grace and space. Hi Ivo, so glad that you're here. Lovely to have your presence. Thank you so much, Ivo, as well, for all your support on my videos. I really appreciate it. That's something new that I've started to do, to put more pick a card readings out and to do monthly astrology readings as well. So Ivo, that means a lot for your support. Thank you. And to everyone else who is also watched and supported. So Aqua asks, what does my next career look like as I am back on the job hunt? Sure thing, Aqua. What's coming next in career? No problem, Tia. What's next in career for Aqua, please, Spirit? Ooh, 2 major arcanas, Aqua. High Priestess. Needing to trust your intuition a bit more, Aqua. To be... The High Priestess is able to see past the 3D of a situation, okay, Aqua? So with regards to jobs, obviously when you're applying, but if one gains traction and you're receiving interviews, etc., or even I suppose at the point of applying, you could lean into this kind of energy about listening to your intuition. So if something feels off about it, to trust that, okay, and to really let your intuition guide you to where you need to be. It's really kind of a sixth sense. The High Priestess as well, it's about trying as well to, when things are uncertain, like if you feel a little bit in that kind of energy, it can be quite anxiety inducing to be in the dark, in the unknown. Again, the high priestess is very much able to navigate the dark and the unknown because she's so tapped into her intuition. Because we've got the death card, which is a transformation. So this is about the death of the old and a new beginning. So there is a transformation happening here, Aqua, in this area, a new beginning, and the death of the old. So it suggests quite a big shift when it comes through, because you've got two major arcanas here, which is interesting. So this is powerful. You're probably very ready for this change, ready for it to come. So embrace it and come at it from, if this resonates, come at it from a kind of a deeper level, not so much from just what you think you should do or a job maybe that you think you should have. This feels deeper than that. So go in a direction, use this opportunity if you can to move into a direction that is aligning with your higher self always, and maybe could be more fulfilling from where you've come from. You know, I don't know if you've thought about in your career, if it connects into your soul journey and your soul path. But big changes on the horizon. Oh, and then we've got King of Pentacles, which is abundant financial improvement as well. That's nice to see. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Hi, Maureen. So you asks, my ex Samuel still feeling jealous? I'm Maureen, my ex is Samuel, still feeling jealousy. He was jealous. So is he still feeling jealous of? Just tell me a bit more about this situation, Maureen, so I know this goes for everyone. The more, I say it every time, but I'll keep saying it. The more context that you can give me, the more fulfilling reading that you can have, okay? So tell me as much as you can about your situation and context when asking your question. It enables me to tap in to these people's energy that we're talking about, enables me to tap into your energy and the person that we're bringing into this situation. So if it's just vague, then it's, you know, it just makes it a lot harder for me to get a read on people. Just so I explain how that I work as an energy reader. Context connects me to you and to this person. So Maureen, my ex Samuel still, okay, so that's just the same. So is Samuel still feeling jealous? Jealous of what? Are you in a new connection? It just seems to be the same question again. So what would you be feeling jealous of? That's what I'm trying to get to, Maureen. So you're asking, is he still feeling jealous? I think what would be easier is just, I'm going to see how he is feeling towards you, okay? And about this connection. Okay, so how does Samuel feel about Maureen and this connection? Okay, Janavia. Let's see what comes through. Ooh. Couple of this obviously has just come through as well for the for Aqua, but the High Priestess. This is advice for you. Okay, Maureen. I kind of feel like that you need to trust your intuition more. There's a lot of these, I think the question even that you're asking now, that you kind of intuitively know the answers to. You are in the unknown and in the dark to an extent about this situation and what's going on for him. But like we spoke about before, the High Priestess is a master at listening to their intuition and seeing beyond the surface. Okay, so I know that you broke up at the moment, but is this some kind of game that Samuel plays? Is this some kind of backwards hot cold energy? Backwards, like, do you break up, get back together, that kind of energy? So I feel like your intuition has the answers in the sense of that you know why he's doing this. If he's just maybe trying to get a reaction out of you, he's trying to have control of the situation maybe. There are deeper reasons, that's what I'm trying to get to. There are deeper reasons as to what's going on behind the scenes in this connection. And I feel like you know the kind of the truth behind, if you can just trust your intuition a bit more, and listen to it as of why he acts this way, and maybe for you in turn to not buy into it. Yeah, so it's just a game, okay, that he's playing, really. So don't play into his game, really, is what I'm trying to say, because we've got the Ten of Wands here, which is your energy, and it's kind of like it's a bit of a struggle. Yeah, so asking yourself the question, if you are working towards as well the Ten of Wands, some kind of closure on this situation. Maybe I think when we spoke on Wednesday even, that you were thinking of really closing this off and this being the end for this connection. So that Ten of Wands can talk about this, okay? We are sort of working towards, even though it's a struggle, and obviously you're still emotionally, probably energetically tied in with him, but you are working towards some kind of closure and some kind of ending, or at least some kind of, you need to work towards, if you're not able to cut him off and move on completely from this and end this connection, then this game playing certainly needs to end, and there needs to be some end, because it's just a struggle. Yeah, it feels kind of labored and heavy, and it's needs to be done with. Okay, it's not good for either of you to continue this engaging in this struggle. So things either need to switch up between you and him, and there be a fresh start, an ace, a fresh start between you and them, or I would say look to new connections with new people. But whatever's going on now feels heavy and laboured and needs to come to a close, okay? Because it's not good for either of you. So that's a separate question, Maya. If you do want a more in-depth reading with more than one question, the link is in the pinned comment or in the Nightbot chat for an extended reading. This is just one card readings. Well, it was more than one then, but you know, there's only so much we can answer. Just take one question basically. So I hope that helped. Letkaman, if you are here, my dear. I'm going to close the readings for now. So obviously I'll read for everyone who's here. So Lekman, thank you. Will Victor reach out to me, Lena, for a genuine love offer, not just friends? We're in no contact, third party situation. Okay, thank you. Okay, Lena, let's have a look at Victor's energy and intention regarding you and this connection, if they're likely to reach out. King of Swords. So, King of Swords, for those of you who are regular watchers, may be familiar with this King of Swords energy by now, but like, they're a tough character, okay, Lena? And now swords, I am drawn to, they are open to communication. You're the third party, okay, thank you. So I feel like that you will actually hear from them again, okay? But there is something about this King of Swords energy that is, I feel like, Lena, that it's quite cold. And they're in quite a fixed energy is what I'm feeling. You know, they're on their sort of sword here. They're not using it, they're not wielding it away, but they are just perched on it. And there's some ego involved here. There's some self-preservation energy happening here as well. Can I ask if he is married or in a committed relationship? The Hierophant come through here. Is I feel like that at the minute his focus is on this other connection, in the sense of that he is playing things by the rules. He's kind of doing what he figures is like sort of being good or doing the right thing. The Hierophant is about playing by the rules, staying within the lines. So that's what his focus is on at the moment, Lena, is he's just trying to do the right thing maybe, or he's trying to, like I say, just not break the rules, which I guess is what this third party situation with you in a sense is breaking the rules, breaking his oath, okay? So that's where his focus is at the minute. Like I say, you can expect communication, but there's a real self-serving kind of energy, Lena, that I do get from them at the moment. They feel kind of emotionally closed off. This can change, you know, but this is current energies, and this is kind of how things will be, at least in the near future, that I'm feeling. He just doesn't seem open to it, and like I say, his focus is here more on his marriage, on his connection. And obviously that's just not where his head's at the moment, Lena. Like I said, he is emotionally closed off to you, so it hasn't brought through, you know, the question being was if he'll reach out to you with a genuine love offer. That was the question, and I don't see that happening in the near future, okay, or anytime soon. It can happen further down the line. There could be a shift in his energy, but he's emotionally closed off. He's almost like he's moved into a head state of mind. You know, he's being strategic. He's not in his feelings at the minute, so he's kind of closed himself off to you emotionally, okay? Ask the question if this is someone that you still want to be in connection with, I guess, as well, because there is that coldness here. But maybe as well, it's just that he's, like I say, he's trying to do the right thing at the minute. So he's kind of trying to just shut out thoughts and feelings entirely, I think, of this connection at the minute. So this just gives us a read, obviously, in answering your question of where he's at now and if he's likely to reach out. It just feels like he's trying to refocus at the minute on his marriage. Okay, so we have Rajeshwari. Sorry again about the pronunciation. If you have your question, you're welcome, Lena. Rajeshwari, Divyansha, are you here? Focus flame. So last call for Rajeshwari, Divyansha, or Focus Flame. Are any of you here? Maybe not. Janavi, if you want to post your question. Thanks, Janavi. So Janavi asks, is Akshay having even a small thought that he wants to divorce her and come to me with offer? At the same time, he might be thinking, I will talk to her and then see how she responds. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. The Hierophant represents traditions. Again, this has just come through. You know, it makes me think of structures and formalities, yes, like marriage, institutions. That's the word I'm looking for. And the Hierophant is about, this is how his approach, okay, about doing the right thing, doing what he feels like he should. But we have, this is his thought of divorcing. So when I was shuffling the cards, I felt very strongly that was the case, that he wanted to get out. That's what I heard. Wants to get out, wants to get out. A feeling of somewhat panic. So A of Cups is about walking away from something that is not emotionally fulfilling. So that's confirmation of that. It's what we've seen in the past, but it's come through again. This is Akshay's energy, contemplating, how would this work? What would I do? What steps do I need to take? torn by this, understandably, yeah, like this hierophant about rules and traditions and things like this. But can you see how kind of dark this card is as well? Like, it's so dry, it's so kind of dull and flat energetically. And there he is contemplating walking away. Oh, hi Shan. Please post a question. I'm so glad that you're not blocked. So Janavi as well, what I'm also drawn to is this Six of Pentacles, which I think is you and his energy, in that there needs to be, you obviously need to come back into balance more. So he knows that as well. So I don't think he's going to just fly loose into, you know, nothing, in the sense of cut this off, walk away without knowing where he stands with you. Six of Pentacles being, he knows that there's imbalance and this needs to come back into balance. Oh, that's a positive sign. He's at least thinking in all perspectives and planning. Yes, rather than just jumping in. Exactly. So that's his feelings regarding you, wanting to come back into balance, all about give and take, reciprocity, checking in with you, you know, that you're open to this, that you're where you stand, essentially. But yeah, kind of tired of doing things, you know, this is what he should do. But in his heart of hearts, here he is. Eight of Cups is about wanting and thinking, contemplating, and finding the courage and the guts, really, as well, to walk away from what is not emotionally fulfilling. And this Eight of Pentacles being this new beginning. Really figuring out how he's going to do it. So, I hope that brought you some clarity, Janavi. Yes, Naresh, please post your question. So Shan, I'm so glad that you're here. I've changed some settings in Nightbot so it didn't time out anyone or anything like that, and it seems to have worked today finally. So as everyone knows here, I'm not very tech savvy, so it takes me, I always have to learn the hard way with tech. You're welcome, Janavi. So Naresh, yeah, please post your question. Shan, please post your question if you do want one whilst you're still here, because we've got time. A few people weren't here on the list. So Naresh asks, is a reunion possible with your ex? What about her relationship between her and her husband? So that's a few questions, Naresh. It's a few questions in one. So I can't answer all of them, but I'll answer what I can. So Naresh, with regards to a possible reconnection, okay, how would this practically work? Are you in contact at all? Are you in communication? Are you in communication at all, Naresh, though, with her? You know, after such a long time? Let's see what comes through. Do you have a way of communicating with her? I'm just thinking after, you know, we've talked about this before, obviously after this length of time, how would this even, You know, how would this happen? Does she have a way of even contacting you, or vice versa? If it's something that you can't move past, yeah, have you expressed this to her? Email, social media? Is that something that you could contact her on to express your feelings? Maybe that's not appropriate. I don't know. You know, because if you've got no way, we have to look at the practicalities, don't we, as well, of this situation after such a length of time. Let's see what the cards say. Justice. I do feel like, so the Justice card is, can you see how what I'm drawn to very much here is like how this figure here is like surrendered to the situation? And I do feel like that you need to move more, Naresh, into a place of acceptance of how things are now, and not focusing on this reunion. Justice feels like, you know, if we think of the scales about being balanced, I think this has come through for you before, actually. And this, I really do feel like there's something imbalanced in your life at the moment, in your internal world, or maybe your external, you know, that both ways it can be, you know, it can go. And that's where your focus needs to be. There needs to be a surrender to, and so by surrendering, I do mean releasing and letting go of this connection, okay? And often I think, because, you know, if you haven't been in contact for such a long time, and there isn't anything on the horizon really that would suggest that would change, because is there even a way that, you know, we do have to look at the practicalities of how you would even communicate. And this is a choice as well. So Seven of Cups, the choice is with you, Naresh, and you've got options about how to move forward now in your life. Maybe you're at some kind of crossroads, okay? And the Seven of Cups warns us and talks to us as well about not succumbing to kind of illusion, and being able to see through to the actual truth and do what's right for us as well. So, and if an opportunity or a choice, you know, maybe the choice is that you still hope for this reunion, but how would that actually, you know, is that an illusion really, that you're holding on to something that maybe isn't real? It does feel like that you're circling this, but there is a deeper reason underneath as to why you're holding on to this. What does this person, and it feels like it's stopping you from moving on into the next chapter of your life, which is this next cup, the next chapter. So my advice would be, Naresh, is you need to surrender and release this. Even if that you were to come back into contact by a serendipitous occurrence, by, you know, fate brought you together, you know, it's that sense of, it sounds like a cliche, but, you know, if you let it go, if it's meant for you, it'll come back to you. So what's for you, the expression what's for you won't go by you. So you need to let this go, I think, Naresh, at this point, and release it, give it to God. so that you're able to move on to your next chapter, because at the minute it really feels like it's holding you back. It's keeping you in your head, in an anxious place, in a self-imposed prison. Okay? So Janavi's advice from a therapist, yeah, to write a letter. Write your feelings as if you're telling them and post it, and then leave it. There's something about that, about this release that needs to happen here, Naresh. So I hope you're able to hear this, because it does feel like it's really blocking you and causing you suffering. Okay. So I think that's everyone, unless I think Shan is maybe not got a question, which is fine. And the list is closed now. So I will end the live here, but thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Janavi, as always, for your help with the lists. Really appreciated. And I hope that you all have a good weekend. I hope it's blessed. And I'll be back on live Monday, so please look out. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, just so you'll be notified of what times I do go live. But wishing you love and light. Thank you, Janavi. You too. Love and light now, guys. Take care. Bye, Naresh. Take care.